St. Clare Parish. Chapter 35. God calls us to pray. The hour that made his day. Archbishop Fulton Sheen believed that daily hour of prayer before the Blessed Sacrament was essential to his ministry as a priest. For him, it was like an oxygen tank that revived the breath of the Holy Spirit. Sheen said that the idea of having an hour of prayer came to him one evening in 1918 while he was a student at St. Paul's Seminary in Minnesota. He began his holy hour observance the next day and maintained it for the rest of his life, usually early in the morning before Mass. He was born in El Paso, Illinois in 1895 to a hardware store owner and his wife. His parents first enrolled him at St. Mary's Grammar School in 1900. Later, he was educated at St. Viator's College in Bourbonnais, Illinois, and then at St. Paul's Seminary in Minnesota, before being ordained in 1919. Later, he pursued graduate studies in philosophy at the Catholic University of America and at Leuven University in Belgium. His bishop brought him back to the Diocese of Peoria, where he served as a parish priest for a year. He was permitted to become a professor of the philosophy at Catholic University of America in Washington, D.C., where he taught for 25 years. God had also given him the gift of preaching, a talent he used for the church's work of evangelization, first on a radio program called The Catholic Hour for 25 years, and then on television's Life is Worth Living series for 5 years. He is sometimes credited with inventing the medium of television evangelization. Father Sheen was made head of the propagation of faith in 1950 and was named a bishop the following year. In that role, he raised consciousness of American Catholics to the material and spiritual needs of the Church's far-flung missions. He wrote a number of books, several of which focused on the Eucharist. In his pastoral work, he brought numerous converts into the Church and conducted countless retreats, especially for priests. Archbishop Sheen constantly promoted meditative prayer before the Blessed Sacrament. We become like that which we gaze upon. Looking into a sunset, the face takes on a golden glow. Looking at the Eucharistic Lord for an hour transforms the heart in a mysterious way. In his autobiography, Archbishop Sheen wrote, "The hour that makes my day." Neither theological knowledge nor social action alone is enough to keep us in love with Christ, unless both are preceded by a personal encounter with him. I have found that it takes some time to catch fire in prayer. This has been one of the advantages of the holy hour. Sitting before the presence is like a body exposing itself to the sun to absorb its rays. In those moments, one does not so much pour out written prayers, but listening takes place. The holy hour became a teacher for me. Although before we love anyone, we must have knowledge of that person, nevertheless, after we know, it is love that intensifies knowledge. In recent years, many parishes have introduced time set aside for adoration of the Blessed Sacrament. In addition, thousands of believers have discovered the spiritual benefits of meditative prayer and similar ways of prayer. The positive fruits of such deep prayer have been demonstrated in the personal lives of people committed to it, as well as in the spiritual vitality of parishes where it occurs. The Holy Spirit, teacher of prayer, is clearly present and active in these welcome developments of the prayer life of the Church. Archbishop Sheen encouraged the practice of prayer before the Blessed Sacrament in his lifetime, and his heritage still endures today. He died in 1979 and is buried in the crypt of St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City.